Welcome to the Mask Fanatic. Once again, Mask Fanatics. Did you ever have someone take a photo of you? Maybe a friend or an idiot, or a friend who happens to be an idiot. Ever have someone take a photo of you when you didn't know you were going to have your photo taken, and as a result, in the photo, they catch you like while you're talking, and they catch you in mid-syllable. So, you know, whereas you might have, you know, tried to pose a little if you'd have known, they capture you mid-syllable and you look like this. Here's what you look like right here in the picture. You look like this. See? And then people look at that photo of you and they assume, look at that guy. Isn't that weird how he walks around looking like... But actually you were talking and maybe you were blinking and they caught you in mid-blink and you were talking and blinking, and the photo makes it look like you're this person who goes around going, hey everybody, hey. You know, it's no good. They shouldn't be putting pictures like that of you out where human beings can see them, because it comes to my attention every week that when these segments, these mask segments, go to the online formats such as YouTube, when these segments go to those venues, they always give me 3 choices of thumbnails, like what people will see when they see that the video exists, and what will they click on. And out of those 3 random frames that I am offered from which to choose, I seem to always be in mid-word, like I'm going, or else, or some such thing. I never look like, hey, we're having fun, hey, masks. I never get a good one where I look like that, like I'm posing for it. Maybe because I don't do jazz hands all that often. But, where were we? It's the first time in my life I ever said often with the T in it. I never say often. I wonder why I said it that time. Like that. I don't know. But where were we? Oh, yes, masks. Let's see a really scary, deliciously horrible one brought to you here in the Mask Fanatic for this week. It's this guy, none other than Dead Weight. What a cool name for it, huh? This is Dead Weight here. He's severely rotted and decayed, and he has this sort of clotting, coagulating blood all over him, because he is one heck of a messy eater. Now, Dead Weight here was created around 2007, 2008, that neighborhood. Only 33 of these were ever made, so it's a very rare, very limited run mask by the greatly talented Daryl Vidori, formerly of VXX-FX. And he had to give up masks because of back injuries, which really all mask makers probably end up giving up masks because of back injuries, because you have to lift those big heavy molds. But it's a shame that it happened to Mr. Vidori, because he was one of the better mask makers out there. And the VXX-FX masks were always perfectly painted and very, very cleverly, carefully designed, beautifully made. And my favorite thing about them is that they were all, you can see like this one, which I have just on a piece of plain PVC pipe here. They're all very thick. They're excellent, superb quality castings. Always nice, thick, heavy ones. Never the flimsy, skimpy, balloon-like pores that you sometimes see in the world of masks. Now, Dead Weight here, based on the zombie scene on the boat at the beginning of Lucio Fulci's seminal zombie hit, Zombie, from 1979. Known in some circles as Zombie 2, because in Europe, Dawn of the Dead by George Romero was called Zombie. So they called Fulci's movie Zombie 2, but it's not really a sequel to Dawn of the Dead. It's just an entirely different zombie story. But Zombie, the title under which it is most commonly known, featured a very scary, fat, bald-headed zombie at the beginning on a boat, in a very scary sequence, played by a guy named Captain Haggerty. His real name was Arthur Haggerty. He was usually credited as Captain Haggerty because that's what he went by. Now, old Captain Haggerty, who played this very scary guy, being a large, bald-headed, head-shaved, big man, did a lot of acting roles. In fact, he was best known as Mr. Clean in a bunch of old TV commercials. You know Mr. Clean, right? The bald-headed guy. He had the earring, and he would come and clean up the lonely and frustrated housewives' messy kitchens. Remember Mr. Clean? Yeah, now that at the moment they use a cartoon version of him. They don't have an actor, but for a while the guy who played this zombie used to play Mr. Clean. Now, interestingly enough, the zombie is only seen briefly in the attack sequence at the beginning, and then again, this is 1979. Flash forward many years later, 2006, which unfortunately would be the year of Mr. Haggerty's death. He played this same zombie, basically, in a movie called Shadow Dead Riot, which starred Tony Todd, another favorite horror star who fought zombies and was in all kinds of scary movies. He's been in all of them, Tony Todd. He's been in all kinds of monster movies. Zombies, vampires, aliens, Jekyll and Hyde, you name it, Tony Todd has been there. And, well, toward the end of Shadow Dead Riot, made in 2006, a bunch of zombies rise up and come to life, and one of them is the same guy, Captain Arthur Haggerty, dressed the same way, made up the same way. So you might think you're really, like, freaking out or having a stroke or something if you remember Zombie from 1979, and you remember this zombie, and then you're watching Shadow Dead Riot from 2006, and you see this zombie, and then you think, wait a minute, isn't that the zombie from the boat in Zombie? And it is. It's the same zombie from the boat. Actually, Shadow Dead Riot has another character zombie in it. There's one that's made up to look like the Graveyard Ghoul from the original 1968 Night of the Living Dead, Bill Hinzmann. So if you look carefully, if you suffer through Shadow Dead Riot, look carefully during the zombie invasion scenes toward the climax, and you'll see the boat zombie, Captain Haggerty, and the Night of the Living Dead Graveyard Ghoul that looks like Bill Hinzmann. And, well, great mask. Again, only 33 of these made, but you might find one somewhere, you know. 33, it's not like 3 were made, okay? 33, they're out there. If you can find one, I highly recommend it. It's a great mask with a great paint job and a very scary, very creepy, very dead, mummified sort of effect with the nice dried blood going on. So beware of the zombies, and beware of whatever else might be lurking around up here in the attic. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.